Wentz Financial Group presents Zips Basketball Weekly with John Groce. Contributing sponsors include Akron Children's Hospital, Bryant Heating and Cooling, and the Spaghetti Warehouse. Now here's your host, Joe Dunn.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Zips Basketball Weekly with head coach John Groce, brought to you all season long by the Wentz Financial Group. Well, it was the busiest week of the season, but the Zips come through with 3 wins in 5 days. They're now 8-3 in the season, 6-2 in the Mid-American Conference. 2 more games this week, which we'll talk a little bit about later. But Coach, I don't think you want to have that schedule every week, but it was great to get 3 wins last week.
It sure was, and obviously I was really proud of our guys' resiliency, because spring semester started, albeit online in this environment that we're in, but they've got a lot on their plate. To be a student athlete, you obviously got to be organized, you got to have some discipline, you got to have a great support staff and resources, which we do here. But it was a long week, but a good week for our guys. So we're excited about the progress that we've made. I do think the games helped us grow and get better.
I agree.
We went through different experiences, played against different style of plays, but I think the biggest thing is it allowed us to become a little bit more connected both on and off the court.
You mentioned something after the game up at Bowling Green in the radio interview. We're 11 games in right now. You're starting to get a true feel for what your guys can do, what they can't do, different situations. So it's an evolving situation.
No question about it. And I think with obviously, and I've said this, with Christian being the only guy that's returned that really is playing a very similar role to what he played last year, okay? Everyone else is either playing new roles or they're entirely new.
Right.
So we're trying to figure all that out. I saw an interview with the Florida State coach this past week, and he said, it's January. Usually we'd have some of this stuff figured out by now, but it's just such an odd year. And when you have a deep bench like we have and they have, I thought it was an interesting comment he made. It takes some time to evolve. We're starting to get there. We are, Joe. I think that's a great observation. We're starting to get some continuity with it, some familiarity with our guys and how our rotation's working and what guys can do. And obviously, I know we'll continue to get better individually and collectively, but we're starting to get some traction there and starting to get some to where we're a little bit more connected.
Yeah. Well, there's 3 games to talk about. Let's get started. The Zips are up at Bowling Green on Tuesday night, the Stroh Center, to take on one of the preseason favorites in the Mid-American Conference in Bowling Green. And Coach, when you play the Falcons, they have 2 of the better players in the league, Justin Turner, Daquan Plowden.
Yeah, no, they're a great team, well coached, great players, deep. Obviously they were picked by many to win the MAC in the preseason for a reason. So we got out to a great start in this one. As you can see, I just felt like our ability to play with force to start the game was huge on the road. Guys were really dialed in. I thought our ability to execute scouting for the 40 minutes in full were about as good as we've done at Joe all year. Just a tremendous job of defending without fouling. They shot 5 free throws the entire game, and that was a real key. Just a great win by our ball club.
The one thing I noticed right away, Coach, the defensive intensity. You had that from the opening tip through the remainder of the game.
Yeah, it was the best we've defended, and I was relating that a little bit to scouting, what we wanted to take away, what the emphasis was for the game on that end of the floor. I thought we were able to really do that and impose our will for 40 minutes on that end of the floor and have what in essence became our best DER or defensive efficiency rating of the year against a really good offensive ball club. So defense travels, as I always tell the guys, and it certainly did that day at Bowling Green.
Saw a quick look there of Michael Wynn, the transfer from Wake Forest. You led 28-21, I think, at halftime, but he had back-to-back threes late in that first half, one off the side of the glass, so things were going well up there.
No, they really were, and he clearly got fouled on that play on the film. But those 2 threes were huge, Joe. Gave us a little distance at the half. And, his play, obviously, and I've said this, the strength in numbers, he came in and gave us, injected energy, really helped us, made some plays. And we've had other guys do that in other ball games too. Guys are starting to buy into that and understand how important that is. And it was great to see Mike play well there at the end of the half.
We're going to see the Zips take a 48-45 lead. Brian Trimble with a 3-pointer, and the Zips have that 3-point lead. And Boy, Brian's really starting to shoot with confidence right now, isn't he?
No, he's a terrific shooter. We've said that all along. He's starting to get more and more comfortable out there, which is great. And it really opens up the floor for how we play. You know, you can't leave him. So he did a great job of really taking those opportunities that came up, especially as you see Jackson driving here. When C-Jack drives the ball, Joe, as you know, everybody comes. They bring the house. And so now you've got an opportunity to play inside-out basketball, and Brian certainly excelled in that area in the Bowling Green game.
There you see the final score. The Zips win at 69-57. You separated from the Falcons with about 4 minutes left and did a great job of keeping that lead until the final buzzer.
Yeah, no question about it. And you know, the one thing about them is they've been a huge second half team. And I think a lot of that's because they go so deep. They go 9 or 10. Well, we're one of the few teams that can match that. We're going 10 or 11. So by the time we sub and rotate like that with 8 minutes to go, I think this year more than ever in the 4 years since we've been here, you know, we're a little fresher to close because we've been able to sub and rotate guys with that depth. So I thought we were able to match their depth on Tuesday night.
Well, if they're going to play the type of defense you want, Coach, you've got to be deep because you want your guys to come out and give you everything they've got defensively and get somebody in and take their place for a couple minutes.
Yeah, no question, and play with great energy and toughness on the ball. Don't come out of your stance, block out, run hard in transition defense, talk loud. Like, that takes great effort and energy. And the deeper we are, you're exactly right. We should be able to do that with more force.
Well, big win at Bowling Green. We're going to take a break. The Zips came back home on Tuesday night to take on a very dangerous and athletic Central Michigan team. We're going to take on highlights of that one right after this.
The difference with Wentz Financial Group is that we do not have a cookie-cutter answer to any of our clients' needs. Every day is completely different in the market, and every client situation is unique. We value the opportunity and responsibility to manage the hopes and dreams of our 3,000 customers nationwide.
Come see the difference Wentz Financial Group can make for your financial future. Wentz Financial Group. Investment management for your lifetime.
This is my back before surgery, and then this was it after. These things are in my back right now, helping keep it straight so I get to go back to dance with my friends.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you, Chloe. From my perspective, there is nothing that I wouldn't let you do. Really, all the credit for how well you're doing is just you and how hard you've worked to get back to where you are. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome back to Zips Basketball Weekly. And Coach, there's certain teams, you look at them and after you play them, you know their personality. And Central Michigan's one of those teams, very athletic. They're not going to take a lot of outside shots, but they'll take it to the basket about every possession.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because you're exactly right. They play really hard. They get up and down. They're very athletic. I thought that their athleticism and length really bothered us for a little bit until we got adjusted to it. And then, you know, defensively for us, I just gave us kudos for taking away what Bowling Green wanted to do for 40 minutes. We start out the game on Thursday night against Central Michigan with 3 emphasis, and we take away none of the 3 in the first half. Now, we're still up at halftime because our offense was potent. So we had to get that addressed. We were much better defensively in the second half, but they are really athletic. And as you said, they drive the ball and attack the paint for 40 minutes. I didn't think we did a very good job of taking that away in the first half, much better in the second.
They've got a lot of junior college kids, a lot of new players, which tells me they're going to continue to get better. It could be dangerous in tournament time.
No, very dangerous with how hard they play and their athleticism, you know, just their length, their speed. You know, I thought they were, you know, even more athletic live than what I thought when I watched them on film, and I was very respectful of that watching the film. So they super athletic, and they had guys that make plays. Murray and Broadway are about as fast twitch in terms of athleticism as you'll see. So explosive, their first steps, the way they change direction, start, stop. And I thought that caused us some problems. Those 2 guys are 2 really good players.
Well, they really are. Let's go back to Rhodes Arena this past Thursday night, pick up highlights as the Zips take on Central Michigan. And Brian Trimble, boy, what a statement he made early in the game, Coach. He was hitting threes from, you talk about deep, he were really deep.
Really deep, yeah. We joked after the game, didn't we? Took one from Cancun and one from Geneva, Switzerland. So other than those 2, I was pretty fired up about the other 12. If he can get good looks behind the three-point line and he has airspace. I mean, he's really just a terrific shooter. We saw that all year last year in the sit-out year, and he's starting to get into a little bit of a groove now, which is great for us.
I'll tell you what, when you have the opposing coach shaking his head after a shot, you know he's hitting some deep threes.
Yeah, no, he makes some tough ones. He does make some difficult shots. Both him and C-Jack have that ability to make elite-level jump shots off both catch and bounce, which is what makes him difficult to defend.
And when the guys know he's shooting the ball well, they're going to get it to him. I mean, Lauren Christian Jackson is great at that.
He is, and obviously Christian attacks the paint. And,
Yeah.
and when you start running in at him, which teams are doing here lately, you've got a chance to get inside-outside action, and that's exactly, what happens when you play the way that we play. Christian's a great decision maker and is a more than willing passer, certainly when he draws 2 or more players.
Akron's going to take a 2-point lead right there. I think 31-29 on a driving layup by Greg Tribble. He continues to come off the bench and play with energy.
He does, and he's just a terrific defender right now. He's really getting it done on that end of the floor, both on and off the ball. Last year he was a good on-ball defender, Joe.
Yeah.
He's always been that. This year he's added the off the ball. Was hampered a little bit by an ankle injury for a couple weeks that slowed him down just a bit, but he's starting to get his stride back, and obviously he's a very, very important part of our team.
Zips lead 44-38, and then an 11-point lead early in the second half, Coach. Lauren Christian Jackson with a series of no-look passes to Enrique Freeman for dunks. That was fun to watch.
Well, that's the third part, right? So
Yeah.
if you collapse on C-Jack and stay home on the perimeter, then at that point the rim and the paint gets exposed.
Yeah.
And that's where Christian took advantage of what he saw there, and we hit the roller a few times and made him pay there with opportunities for layups and some dunks.
There's Brian Trimble, continues to shoot the ball well. Zips continue to lead. They add on, but Central hangs around in the second half. They cut into the Akron lead. Then I thought you made probably a great decision. You took a timeout, I think, prior to the last timeout, because things were starting to turn a little bit. You settled it down.
Yeah, just a little bit to get them an extra blow and talk about get back to playing the Akron way, and let's try to close and finish this thing. And obviously the guys stepped up and did a great job for us.
Yeah, Akron wins this game 81-67. Brian Trimble led the Zips with 25. Lauren Christian Jackson with 13. Macy Daly chips in with 11. Good win, but then you got to get up the next morning and get ready for a big road trip.
Yeah, no question. They were coming quick, weren't they? 3 and 5. It ended up being 4 and 8, and then 3 and 5 inside that 5-day window. So I kept referencing it as an NBA type schedule, but the difference is obviously our guys are, like I said, are still tackling academics and did just a great job in the fall semester. I was so proud of them with our team GPA and what we were able to accomplish there. And obviously now spring semester's underway, and hoping to have another great semester. We tell them when you choose Akron, it's a do both place. We're going to excel classroom, we're going to excel on the court, and our guys certainly did that first semester. I was proud of them.
You make a great point, Coach, because I think a lot of fans, maybe media people, they don't recognize these kids got to practice, they got to go to school. Time management is huge for them.
No, it really is. It's a great opportunity to teach them that, right?
Yeah.
And some guys are more advanced with that than others when they get here, but that's what we're here for. I always tell them, like, hey, if we're here for you, we're here to help you. That's the student athletes, the whole reason that we're here.
Sure.
So we spend a lot of time with them. We have a lot of resources, a lot of great staff and support staff that help our guys, teach them, learn. Our hope is that when they're finished playing here, they understand time management, discipline, doing what you say you're going to do. All those things are, important life skills that we want them to learn as a part of our program.
We're going to take a break, come back. The third game in 5 days up at Western Michigan. We're going to take a look at that and the highlights right after this.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes Smiley One Heating and Cooling. Find them at smiley1.com.
The difference with Once Financial Group is that we do not have a cookie cutter answer to any of our clients' needs. Every day is completely different in the market, and every client situation is unique. We value the opportunity and responsibility to manage the hopes and dreams of our 3,000 customers nationwide.
Come see the difference Wentz Financial Group can make for your financial future. Wentz Financial Group. Investment management for your lifetime.
Welcome back to Zips Basketball Weekly. Not much of a turnaround. The Zips had to get ready quickly. A long bus ride up to Kalamazoo, Michigan, coach, to take on Western Michigan. And they were down some guys. But as you mentioned pregame, teams bond. I mean, they come together. They think we're down, we're not going to win. They came out strong against the Zips on Saturday.
Boy, they sure did, right? I said that after the game.
Yeah.
You can go one of two ways with
Right.
that. You can either, cave in,
Yeah.
or you can step up.
Sure.
And they stepped up. I thought their competitiveness was at super high. Their energy level, their force was unbelievable in the first half. Ours was not. I mean, we weren't great. And then you couple that with how they were, and now all of a sudden you're down, 3 possessions at halftime. And so that's what happened there. And then the second half, we challenged the guys. I was really proud of the guys' resiliency. 4th game in 8 days, second half.
Yeah.
And obviously, the way guys stepped up. Michael Dawson was huge. Greg Tribble, Garvin Clark, Cam Reese. Those guys gave us infectious energy and toughness. And then Christian Jackson's playmaking ability in the second half was a real difference as well.
Watch. No doubt about it. Well, let's go back up to Kalamazoo, Michigan. Saturday afternoon, late afternoon, really early evening, the Zips against Western Michigan. As we said, the Broncos playing shorthanded. They come out in that 2-3 zone. A little bit different than what Eastern does, but still hard to get used to.
No question about it. And they put a guy up top and actually played 1-2-2.
Yeah.
And once they did that, obviously the first half, I didn't think we attacked it great. We were very stagnant. The second half, we had much better ball movement, much better purpose against it, and really attacked it well.
Lauren Christian Jackson with a deep 3. Zips led early 7-6, I think, on that 3-pointer by Lauren Christian Jackson. And Western goes on a big run, and they played awful well in that first half.
They really did. They had guys step up and make a lot of plays. And there you see Brian making another catch-and-shoot 3. Christian in the paint there making plays. But, they were terrific. And, again, as good as they were in the first half, I thought we were equally as good in the second half, Joe. I mean, we played terrific in the second half, played with a lot of force, really dug deep, and was really proud of our guys' resiliency.
I know we had you on radio after the game, Coach, and I wrote down during that second half, you had Clark, Ali, Michael Dawson, and Ricky Freeman on the game playing great defense. I thought that was a turning point in the game.
It was, and that and the charge you're watching right there
right.
that Reese took was a huge play. That loose ball right there by Reese, huge play. I think it's a great lesson for kids. Reese didn't score a field goal, yet his impact on the game, taking charges, loose balls, his talking energy on the bench, his talking energy on the court, his physicality, how hard he played. He impacted the game. He was a big reason why we won. And I think sometimes kids think, not only at our level, but younger kids, hey, the way to impact the game is always by scoring. If I don't score, I'm not playing well.
You're right.
And that's so untrue. And Cam was a prime example of that yesterday.
I thought Michael Dawson, Coach, came off the bench. He ends up with 13, had a great spin move to the hoop, got the crowd and the fans excited and the players excited. He played well.
He was really good and couldn't be happier for him. I said after the game to the guys in the locker room, this kid never pouts. He has great energy. He plays hard every day. His attitude is tremendous. He's one of those guys, like when success happens for him, you're super happy.
Yeah.
Like, man, Enrique Freeman's the same way.
You're right.
Another great lesson. Attitude is so important. Your ability to be able to handle things, not be an energy vampire, and be the same all the time and not be moody. Yeah. Mike D is the same every day. That's why we love coaching him.
We had him on the post-game interview after the game at Western Michigan. Very polite, very complimentary to the team. He's a class young man.
He's the best. I love him. I mean, he plays to win. He's a great teammate. He cares about winning. He cares about his team. He cares about the right things. He plays with a pure heart, plays with a clean mind, clear mind. And when you do that, you got a chance to play well.
Exactly. Zips win it, 79-68. We're going to take a break, come back. Our player awards right after this.
Even if this is the three-point line and this is the hoop, if this is home ice, and this is sticking the landing. Kids will find a way to keep playing the sports they love, and we'll keep helping them. After an injury, Akron Children's is dedicated to getting your child back to the game as quickly and safely as possible, however they play it. Learn more at akronchildrens.org/sports.
I'm here. This isn't a stop on my way somewhere else. This is my way up. This city, this university, Akron is where I learn to outwork and outsmart. To aim high, then raise the bar. Because Zips never settle for less. No entitlement, no excuses, just my education. My future. I'm on the rise, and we are Akron.
Now it's time for our weekly player awards. First, whose stock is rising? How about Ali Ali, 6'8" sophomore from Kendallville, Indiana. Coach, he continues to contribute at both ends of the floor, offense, defense. He's developed a nice outside shot. He's really improved offensively.
He's improved a lot, and I hope people, value how good he is defensively. Not just on the ball, him and Tribble, man. Those two guys on the ball and off the ball defensively know our system and are in the right spot a lot. And so to be able to count on them to do that is such a huge advantage. It's no different, Joe, than having a great shooter. It's just people see the ball go in the basket, so they tend to value that more. You have to have both, right? It's a team that's puzzle pieces fitting together. He's such a terrific defender. And then, like you said, his offense is really coming. He's becoming more of a playmaker. He can pass it a little bit. And then his shot has really improved.
You're right.
And so he's really grown a lot here in his second year. We're super excited about him.
Boy, he's a nice kid and just coming on. Still a long way to go in his Zip career. How about our player of the week? Junior guard Brian Trimble from Kansas City, Missouri, becoming one of the best three-point shooters in the Mid-American Conference. 18 points against Bowling Green, 25 points against Central Michigan, had a crucial three-pointer against Western Michigan. Mostly a catch-and-shoot guy, but he's starting to create a little bit on the floor.
He is. He's a terrific offensive shooter, both off the bounce and the catch. I mean, when he's open and he has airspace, we talked about that earlier, I think everybody on the bench, including me, feels like it's going in.
Yeah.
He just is that type of, that level of shooter. He certainly, when he takes good ones, he's right up there amongst the best shooters that I've coached over 25 years, and I've had a chance to coach some great ones. I've been really blessed. His range is also what makes him unique. We talked about that, but the ability to be able to catch and shoot off the bounce combined with the range makes him a really elite shot maker.
Boy, he's fun to watch. You're right. When I'm doing the radio, when he takes a shot, I got my hands up already.
Yeah, you feel like it's going in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, another busy week for the Zips. The good thing is both these games coming up will be at home beginning Tuesday night, Coach, Eastern Michigan. Second time we've seen these guys.
It is, and they took us to the woodshed in game one. So, guys our guys are competitive. We got to be ready to go. We've got to play better, coach better here in game two on Tuesday night, and we look forward to that challenge.
Yeah, they got a pretty good guard in Drew Lauder. We'll see that 2-3 zone again on Tuesday night. Then Saturday afternoon, Coach, our first look at a real good Ball State Cardinals team.
Yeah, no question. James does a great job. They run great stuff offensively. They're very smart, high IQ team, great defensively. They were last year. They are again this year. Always hard to score against. Always just very sound fundamentally.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to beat them. They don't beat themselves. That's the deal with Ball State. So got two great opportunities this week. We're going to take it, as you know, one day at a time. Have a great practice leading into the Eastern game and be ready to go on Tuesday night. And as we always say, try to get to 1-0 on Tuesday night.
I'll tell you what, the Zips right now probably playing their best basketball this season. Coach, I know you're starting to monitor those minutes, but we're getting into a pretty regular schedule now, 2 games a week.
Yeah, no question. And our rotation, too. I think, guys, it took a little while. You have to get used to playing 10 or 11 guys.
You're right.
The guys have to get used to that rhythm of that. And I think early on we struggled with that a bit. Right now we're getting some traction there with the chemistry. Guys understand every possession that they're out there is valuable. Make the most of it. Do whatever you got to do to help your team get a stop on that possession or do whatever you got to do on that possession offensively to get a great shot. How do I help my team do that? And we started to get more buy-in with that, and consequently we play better.
Exactly. That will be a 2 o'clock tip-off Saturday afternoon, Ball State against the Zips. Thanks for watching. We're here every week to let you know what's happening with the University of Akron basketball program. For head coach John Groce, I'm Joe Dunn, and as always, go Zips.
Wentz Financial Group presents Zips Basketball Weekly with John Groce. Contributing sponsors include Akron Children's Hospital, Bryant Heating and Cooling, and the Spaghetti Warehouse.